string of human rights violations in Iran now. A Jewish Iranian man was hanged this morning. 20-year-old Arvin Nathaniel Gahrimani had been convicted of murder but was allegedly defending himself against a knife attack back in 2022. And activists say his trial was significantly flawed. Well, last week, Iran executed German-Iranian national Jamshid Sharmat, and there are now fears for a young female student, Darya, who Amnesty International says was violently arrested after she stripped off, reportedly in protest at Iran's strict Islamic dress code. We're here to talk about all of that. We're joined by Darya Safai. She's an author and human rights activist, a member of the Belgian Chamber of Representatives, and herself a former political prisoner in Iran. Thank you very much indeed for being with us, Member Darya. So before we get into the specifics of each case, do you think that Iran is cranking up the repression of people at home because it is feeling cornered militarily, primarily by Israel?
Of course, this is the only reason. Every time we see that if they are frustrated and powerless by doing something against Israel, they are cracking down on the people inside Iran. The reason is psychologically to show the people, the Iranian, that they have still the control, they have the power, that they didn't lose the war. But still, it shows only how frustrated, how hopeless they are. Just killing Sharmat, killing Armin today, it shows how disappointed, how powerless they are against Israel, and still they want to show the people that they have every control of everything. So that's how also we see that now Darya, the student who has gone naked through the streets in the university, they took her. She is now disappeared. We don't even know where she is, just for putting the people under pressure and make them afraid of their monster face. That's why they killed also the innocent Armin, which has done nothing more than a self-defense. And that's how they are working such a long time in Iran.
So these moves are more about terrorizing the Iranian people rather than any message on the world stage. Do you think that any or all of these cases could provoke an uprising against the regime, as we saw, of course, with Mahsa Amini back in 2022?
What we have seen in the history is that we can never say when is the last moment of pressure to show up such a big, massive demonstration and manifestation of the Iranian people. There is a point of returning, and this point has already been there. Now what the next step is just seeing when is the next time that they decide to come to the streets and say enough is enough. But the problem is every time they do it, because they have done it such a long time, in this 45 years, even when I was in Iran in 1999, I was on the streets of Tehran to say no to this regime. But every time they do such a thing, they are ignored by the world. And the world doesn't do the things that they need to be, that it needs to be done for supporting these people. So that's how they kill the Ayatollahs, they kill the Iranian people, they put them under pressure. And after last time, they were like 4 months, days and nights on the streets. In place of putting the pressure on this regime, what did the Western countries, they did? They just making negotiations with Iranian regime. They just giving them the legitimacy to sit at the table. And this is not how it's going to work. So I hope next time that the people, Iranian people, are on the streets, which it can be tomorrow, it can be next week, that they have the total support of the whole world. That's what they need.
Well, Germany did respond quite robustly following the execution of Jamshid Sharmat, who held German citizenship. They closed 6 Iranian consulates in Germany. Do you think other European countries might take a stronger stance, including Belgium? And what would you like to see those countries do to support Iranian dissidents?
I hope so, because there is no other way to show Iran who has the power here. The only language that Iranian country, that Iranian regime, Islamic regime of Iran The only language that they understand is the language of power. That's how I think always Israel has the control on them, because they know how to talk with these monsters. They know that the only thing that they see and understand, are afraid of, is showing your power, but not through the negotiation. Of course, Germany has taken several steps, but first of all, it is too late. We have seen that Sharm was such a long time there. They should have done it before, and still I don't see any other reaction from other countries. It's not enough. I mean, if you do it after the death of someone, and then after some months is still everything is solved, this is not the way to let them know that they should stop the execution. They should stop the violation of women's rights and human rights, and they should stop making a nuclear bomb, which is a threat for not only Israel, which doesn't have the right to exist, but the whole world. They are helping Russia against Europe. That's what they are doing, and still Europe doesn't take any what it is needed to be done. Like, for example, a simple example is just putting the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard of Islamic Republic, put it on the terror list of the Europe. At least this is a signal to show the regime that we don't bear what they are doing.
They're still reluctant to do that, aren't they? Daria, great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Darya Safai there.
Bye.